Josh Neill, coming out of Davenport, Iowa, training with Summit Training Center and Big 5 Power and Conditioning.
Ronnie, Forney, I'm fighting out of Ottumwa, Iowa, training at Grace Place Gym.
I don't know really much about him. I know that he's 2-0. If he thinks his strength is going to win him this fight, he don't know that he's facing a guy that's a total package.
I know I'm going to be stronger and bigger.
He's bigger, but I'm faster.
He's not going to know what to do with how strong I am.
He needs a lot more to beat me than just strength, I'll tell you that much.
I got to have what it takes to win every fight. I'm coming to win.
This is my town, this is my people, and you ain't taking me out. I don't know who you are or who you think you are, but it ain't happening with me.
This is classic David and Goliath, but Goliath's going to win this one.
You know, see if he can live up to what he says.
Cage Aggression 24 Champions continues, and making his way to the Cage Aggression Octagon is Ronnie Forney, 5'9", 170 pounds, fighting out of Ottumwa, Iowa, in Grace Place. Speaking with him before the fight, he was talking about how he's so lucky to be injury-free for pretty much his entire career. I believe this is his third fight as a pro.
Yep.
Now, I know that you've had a few injuries to deal with. Right. Explain to me how it feels to, A, bounce back from an injury, and also, can you compare and contrast how you were pre-injury to where you are at now, Mr. Jordan Henry?
Not really. I mean, every fight is an opportunity to be the best you, and regardless of injuries or not, you always come in with the same mindset, wanting to win. But being able to come in injury-free, or you know, and I don't know what he means by injury-free, like major injury, because I don't know too many fighters that walk into a fight just all hunky-dory, man. Like, there's always something. There's some quirk. There's something that doesn't feel right, either your hand, your elbow, your neck, your knee, your shoulder, especially if you train hard. And maybe he's not getting hard training that really puts his body and stuff to the test, or maybe he is just the best one in the gym and he's just able to nullify those sorts of things, or maybe he just really does a good job stretching and warming up, and right. There's a lot of factors that could play into his health at this moment, but congratulations to him for being healthy, and he's a big, strong kid, and he's undefeated right now, so whatever's going on with him right now has been working, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And don't get nothing broke.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. And now making his way to the Cage Aggression Octagon is his opponent, Josh Neill, 5'11", 170 pounds, fighting out of Davenport, Iowa, and Summit Training Center. Definitely no stranger to the Cage Aggression Octagon, our commentary partner at times. I'm really excited to see what Josh is going to be able to bring tonight. We know the evolution of Josh Neill. We've seen him several times.
Been around a long time. He's an OG.
Cage Aggression, yes. Cage Aggression OG for sure. So really excited to see what new tricks he has in the bag this go around.
For sure, and you know, Ronnie Forney is a newcomer, but they both are undefeated with 2 wins and 0 losses, and somebody's O has got to go tonight.
So yeah, what do you think we can expect from Josh Neill this go around? I know that every time there was a little point in his amateur career where he might have gotten a little bit stagnant, but at the very end of his amateur career, he turned it up, and since he's went professional, man, it has been nonstop.
And he took a little bit of layoff there for a little bit before he made that transition, and he got his mind right. I believe he thinks that and believes that this is what he wants to do, and he's putting his all into it, and that's all you can do as a fighter. That's the best place to have yourself, is in a good mindset and how you feel about the sport and why it is you compete. And he's definitely going to give Ronnie Forney a run for his money. Forney is a big, strong kid, not very technical in any one area, but he does have the ability to win at any time, and I just think it's going to be a tough test for him tonight with Josh Neill.
Looks like we got someone a little hot over here.
Who's this guy?
A little heat over here.
Caliente.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression welterweight division, powered by EnviroMark. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 171 pounds. He trains at Grace Place. Joining us from Ottumwa, Iowa, Ronnie Forney. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at 169 pounds. He trains at the Summit Training Center and is sponsored by Big 5 Performance Combat Sports and Los Primos Mexican Grill. Joining us from Davenport, Iowa, El Tigre, Josh Neal.
Ronnie Forney in the red corner, Josh Neill in the blue corner. Your referee for tonight's action is Ben Wilson. Jeremy J.D. Dorsey here on commentary, along with the henchman Jordan Hemming.
And still
the heat. Dominic Martin, man, special guest with his belt. Let's watch some fights, guys.
Hey, for one, Forney better be careful coming down. His hands are down, chins are straight up. Josh will crack him. And here you see it. And this is Forney's game plan. He's going to try to get him to the ground and just use his brute strength and power to try to keep Josh from standing up and staying busy.
Oh, man.
See, his hands drop every time. I'm telling you, that's not going to be good for Forney if he keeps doing that.
He's keeping that pressure on Josh, so he's making it hard for Josh to get those punches off on him right now.
Yeah, he's a tough kid too, so I don't always recommend your game plan to be that you have a tough chin and bank on testing that with every guy you fight, but he seems to be comfortable for that, trying to walk through the punches of Josh Neal and just be a brute.
Oh.
It might be a good idea for Josh to maybe try to clinch up and
try
slow
to
the roll.
Slow the big guy down, maybe try to land some knees to the body.
There it is, on cue.
Hey, you haven't been here all night, but that seems to be happening like.
Yeah, constantly. Ooh, big left of Forney.
Josh is doing a great job of staying off the cage, though. He's continuing to move, circle outside. He's not staying in front of him for any of those punches to land. Ronnie is biting down and whipping him, though. Ain't no doubt.
Yep, and I'd like to see some straight kicks right down the middle for Neal, some teeps to the body to try to slow that guy down. But he keeps just smoking him with everything. Boom, ones and twos landed all the time. And Forney's nose is bleeding. Pair of punches landed by each guy, but Forney's just keeps eating them to the chin.
Josh keeps finding a home for that right hand. That might be the one.
Oh,
speaking of the right hand by Ronnie at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of those are getting blocked by the arms, and a good job by Josh Neal by clinching up, man.
Ronnie outside right egg. He's looking for an ankle pick. Which is back to a double.
Yep, Josh needs to turn his hips and quit hunkering over the back of Forney, and he needs a whizzer and stuff the head or get him to come up chest to chest. Push the head and go. His fingers are completely in the cage, and Ben Wilson's just going to let it happen.
This is a hard position because now he's got 2-on-1 on the back leg closest to the fence. So Josh has to turn if he's going to square up, start to work, which he does there. He begins to fight for a guillotine.
Yeah, he either needs to stuff his head or all the way down or all the way up.
Josh is
good knee lands.
Keeping the clinch tight, but he needs to get his back off the cage with it. Use it to move.
Yeah, so he can get those hips back to create some power to land those knees, but he's still landing them even in the position he's in. Oh, and about a three-piece and a soda lands for Neal. And a couple more.
Forney just keeps walking forward, man.
We got about a minute and a half left in this. I think if it goes into round two, it's going to be an entirely different fight.
Absolutely. They're both guys are going to have to slow down. It's a pretty intense pace set by both guys.
Nice elbow there.
Josh started to land some good shots off the cage with that clinch. I'd still like to see him get that back off the cage. Ronnie keeps fighting for those underhooks, going for the legs. He might end up getting it, winning the round just off takedowns.
No, absolutely not. I don't think that will work at all. He's been just getting lit up on the feet. And with the new scoring system implemented sometime last year, they don't really score takedowns unless you do something with it. Neal was able to get back to his feet in the first exchange of that, and he's just really been beating him up on the feet since.
Never know how judges are going to score.
Yeah, because a lot of those
Never
guys
know.
have not transitioned to that. They still do score those takedowns as something special. And honestly, it's like a submission attempt. It's like, congratulations, you threw your legs up, but you did nothing. You got the takedown, but you did nothing. So 20 seconds left in the first round. Great fight by both guys. A lot of heart and good conditioning so far. Both guys still fighting hard here late in the first round.
It's going to come down to who game plan better, whose cornermen are going to be able to give them the advice that they need to make the adjustments in the second round.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think if Forney cannot get Neal to the ground, it's going to be a long night for him if this continues the way it has been.
And all those attempts when you're leaning on somebody's legs, you're hanging on them, you're not just sitting there, you're using muscle to hold on to that guy, to pull him into you so he doesn't go running away or get off of that. Now that takes a lot out of a guy too.
So it definitely looks like Forney has a pretty good chin, but like you guys said, how long can someone take that amount of damage? And he was also dishing out some damage to Neal too. He had Neal dazed a little bit about midway through the round.
He's throwing power shots the whole time. I mean, and they're not necessarily everything he's putting into it, but the kid is just thick. He has heavy hands and he throws hard. So he's definitely got to do something to switch it up as far as head movement, footwork, or something to land some better strikes and get hit less, because those punches will soon add up and we might see the big tree fall.
If you noticed, in between rounds, Ronnie never hit the stool, so let's see if not sitting down was good for his legs or bad.
No, it seems that's just kind of his pace, is a come forward Terminator style. I'll be back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking earlier.
Yeah, I definitely must train this way too, because you don't just fight like this and have the cardio to do it.
Right.
He's continuing to push
Good
forward
body
the whole
shot.
time.
Yeah, there we go.
Now
Now
Josh is finally starting to put those combos together. They're
yep,
starting to
working
land.
that ladder low to high.
Good, there it is. Throwing stiff 1-2s by Josh Neal. Great body kick.
Stuff the head. He needs to stuff the head and whizzer. Stuff the head and whizzer. Looking to wrap a Kimura.
Go back to your wizard. Go back to your wizard.
And again, Ronnie's doing a great job of going 2-on-1 on that back leg, the one closest to the cage. That's really what's locking Josh down, not making him able to move out. See how his right hand is holding on to the ankle, the knee. Keeps pulling him away. That way he can't walk his back up the cage.
Some elbows here to the ear would be a great thing for Josh Neal. The head's on the right side of his body, and he could just land some real quick ear to the ears. Yep, knock the equilibrium off and really daze him.
Keeps doing that, he's definitely going to force him to have to move.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to stay there and eat those shots. They might not look like a lot, but again, they add up.
And I've been on the receiving end of those shots too. It only takes one to make you a little dizzy.
Yeah,
get that equilibrium right.
Very uncomfortable too, regardless if they're hard or not.
Ronnie doing a great job of keeping those hands locked on the body, pulling the hips away from the cage so Josh Neal can't walk up.
Up, up, up. Up, 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 up. No hooks. No hooks.
Good job getting back to his feet.
Sacrifice turtle for a second, but use that opportunity to explode up.
Great
move by Josh.
Great matchup stylistically for both of these guys, because there's a lot of action going on, and it's really fun to watch right now. I mean, there's just so much energy being expended that I hope you fans at home and out here in the crowd understand how hard these guys are working.
And I think this is one of the fights that the fans truly enjoy to watch. One that goes everywhere. You get to see all aspects, and it's not one-sided at all. Both people are landing punches. They're moving forward. They're able to do what they plan on doing in this fight.
Yeah, bury and stuff. Stuff and heavy on your hip. Josh, tear that right hand apart. His right hand.
Oh, and he's landing some shots underneath that armpit area.
Other side. Other side.
Josh is doing a great job of fighting off instinct, but I think if he starts listening to his cornerman a little more,
He's got a
he's going to
Kimura.
have some...
He's going to have to sit hard to his hip if he wants to get that Kimura.
Forward, sprawl forward, Josh. Put your hips into him.
Ronnie's just keeping that pressure, leaning into those legs, hoping to make Josh tired for the third.
Yeah, put your hands into him. Jack, now get that
We're looking
underhook and
just
jack
under
him
2
up on
minutes
the other
left.
side.
Ronnie's going to hope to pull Josh down, lay on him for the rest of this round, secure it.
And go to
Doing a good
single.
job of using his head to really make Neal uncomfortable. A lot of times you don't see guys do that in the grappling, but I always appreciate that because it's a great way to get the head in position to strike like he is, and it kind of just helps to pin the guy down, and it's super uncomfortable.
Up, up, up. You gotta swim.
But this is an awesome fight, man. This is a super good
Big
matchup.
knee to the belly
These
right
guys
there.
are just tough and really going
Josh,
for it.
You gotta whizzer hard on the right side. Whizzer hard.
Ronnie keeps fighting hard for the takedowns, but Josh is
Good
doing a
knee to
great
the
job getting
head.
back up.
Good.
And he's just coming around the backside, reaching under the armpit, and just popping him right in the lips.
Push his head down and get out of there. Get back up. Get up. Get up. Push that head up.
Forney
up.
just
Legs out, Josh.
relentless with this takedown
Yeah,
attempts,
pressure,
man. He
man.
is
Oh.
not letting the legs go. And that's a testament to his toughness because he has just been eating shots for damn near 2 rounds straight.
Josh, you can't be content there. You gotta
30
move.
seconds left in the second round. This will definitely be
Josh
interesting to
going for
see
a
on this.
10-finger guillotine.
This will definitely be
He's
interesting.
got his right arm pretty deep under the chin, actually.
Interesting to see on the scorecards because Forney has been relentless with this takedown. But Neal has definitely been the busier of the two.
Busier and doing more damage at this point, too.
And that's what you have to score off is damage comes far before takedown attempts as far as scoring.
Yeah, and like you said, we're under the new rules. Judging has changed. You know, you can't just pressure into somebody and expect to win the fight just because you're the one moving forward. You can win the fight moving backwards, landing more punches, throwing more punches.
Just like you can win the fight from the bottom now. Just because a guy gets you down, if you're damaging, striking, being more active from the guard position, some of those new style judges, and they should award you the round for action like that. You're working hard. You're not just laying there. You're not just content with being blanketed on the mat.
Absolutely. Just because you're in clinch and you're the one with your back against the cage doesn't mean you're necessarily in the bad position either. You know, a lot of guys look at guard and jiu-jitsu as a position you're able to score in. So why wouldn't it be the same in mixed martial arts? You got a lot of submissions, a lot of opportunities to control your opponent. It's a neutral position. I'm glad that they changed the rules so that's not how it's judged.
Yeah, because we've seen a lot of upsets, guys call the lay and pray. They just want to lay on you and pray that they win the fight, and nobody is a fan of a style like that. I promise.
No more of those fights.
Here we go with round 3 of this matchup between Ronnie Forney and Josh Neal here at Caged Aggression 24.
Josh coming out right away with a couple stiff jabs right in the face.
Yep, he's going to want to stay on that bike and keep moving. Yep, he needs to circle and stay away from that cage. Nice
Ooh,
knee
nice
right to the
beautiful knee up the
sternum.
middle. He's got to keep that underhook and look to cross face on the face, lift his head up. That head being right in his crotch, right in his grind, that's what's causing Josh a lot of trouble. He's
It's
not
that
able to
hip-
move.
Yeah, that his hips are pressured against the cage, and it's if you can't move your hips, you can't move at all.
Keep moving. Elbows there. Elbows. Put your hips on his head right now. Drop down, use your hips. Body against that cage.
Ronnie coming out in the third round doing the same thing he was looking to do in the first two, just push Josh to the cage, put his head down, and grind him out.
This is sad. Just keep tight. He's not doing anything. Yeah, just push it all the way down.
Elbows to the head.
Yeah,
Elbows to the head would be a very big shot for Josh.
Hard. You gotta work to get back up. You got 4 minutes of hell in you, Josh. You better fucking
And
make it
Forney
count.
gets him to the ground, but man, Neal does not give up by getting up, and he's doing a great job of just continuing to work. If Forney ever tries to strike, Neal's definitely popping back up. See, as soon as that grip's broken or the hands come off the legs, he's right back to his feet.
I feel like both of these fighters are getting to the point that is any moment now one of them are going to take over, start turning it up.
Great conditioning by by Neal because he is just fighting off takedowns for 2 rounds.
Those are some beautiful shots coming underneath.
You can't sit here and let him stall. This is stalling all day. Dang it for stalling.
Yep, and Neal's corner is calling, like, Forney really isn't doing anything besides leaning. It's the same as hugging him up against the cage. There is no action.
I gotta agree with the corner. This is stalling here.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's just leaning
he's
on
not
him. There's
landing,
nothing
he's not
going
taking him
on
down.
whatsoever.
We'll keep improving halfway through the round.
Hey, hips off to one side. Hips not square. Hips off to one side. Create space.
Ronnie throws his first strike, second
Right,
strike.
of the entire round.
Yep. And I'm not even kidding. You know, they got into some exchanges on the feet right away, but for the most part, we've been here. Josh does a nice job stepping out.
And
Ronnie
again,
just keeps
Forney's
his
just
head.
leaning on him, doing absolutely nothing. And Neal is just continuing to strike from every position he possibly can. But Forney is just content with being a blanket and just squeezing his hips.
What's he doing? Paid a lot of money for these tickets. Hey, separate your legs right now. Get your legs apart. Elbows on those wrists.
Yeah, it's not like Forney is
Elbows on
taking
those
some,
wrists.
getting some sort of tactical advantage by doing this right now.
No, he's going to lose this
taking
fight.
damage, right?
And
He's
he's
taking
going to
damage.
lose this fight because he has literally done nothing this entire last 2 rounds.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you don't win a fight just because you attempt to take down the whole time. You know, you got hit with 100 unanswered strikes by now.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. That's a big, significant difference in a round. And now with a minute and a half left
And
in the
finally,
round.
after 2 rounds of
And here we
non-activity.
go. Like I said, one of these guys are going to pick that momentum up. It's going to start taking over.
Yeah, and the ref has really kind of robbed the fans and Josh Neal of
You
this
think
fight.
Josh is a little upset about the way the round started right now?
Absolutely. He wants to finish the guy.
He's showing everybody in attendance right now why he was the winner.
Oh, and there it was. He about landed a sweet flying knee.
Ronnie getting worried about those punches, goes for another takedown.
Yeah, he finally realized, and you've seen it from the last 2 rounds, he had nothing to offer Josh Neal on the feet, and he really has nothing to offer him as far as the wrestling because he is not getting him to the ground, and when he does, he can't keep him there, and he's doing no damage, no position changes, nothing. And Neal is just, I would like to see the punch stat on this.
Once Josh figured out the pattern that Ronnie was going with as far as how he was getting in on the takedowns, how he was setting them up and everything, you know, Josh is taking over the fight. In my mind, it's pretty clear at this point who's going to end up getting this decision.
Absolutely. Complete dominance by Josh Neal.
I only saw Ronnie throw two knees that whole round. And I don't think Josh Neal stopped throwing punches.
Walked away with it. And Forney's on Queer Street right now. He can barely stand. He's completely gassed.
Good grinding fight. Good grinding fight by both fighters.
Tough kid, but toughness don't always win you fights. You got to have a little bit of skill somewhere.
Yeah, and I mean, early on, you know,
he looked great in the first round.
Right.
He was willing to mix it up. He was trading
He was
punches
taking shots and also doing damage himself too. So
I'm real curious how we're going to see this one scored because, in my opinion, I think that last round was 10-8.
Oh, dang near maybe the second round. I mean, there was literally, like you said, probably hundreds of unanswered strikes between Neal and Forney. I mean, he was just comfortable of leaning on the hips, and Neal gave him a whole bunch of abuse. I bet Forney doesn't feel good tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm an amateur fighter, those of you guys that know me, and I've been in a position where I've gotten hit with 10 unanswered strikes and the fight's been stopped. So the fact that we just watched Josh rain on him, you know, I don't know why the fight wasn't moved earlier or, you know, more things weren't done, but it was a great fight on both parts. Great game planning by both gentlemen. Ronnie came in, he did what he thought was going to be able to do to beat Josh. We're going to find out shortly if it is enough.
Looks like Jason Vargas has the scorecards and is coming in for the announcement on who won this fight from our judges. Thanks for joining us.
I don't know what Forney's Corner's petitioning for the win for.
Of course, thanks for having me, guys, always.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to your judges' scorecard for our decision. Our judges scored this contest 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, El Tigre, Josh Neal.
I would love to know what round they gave to Forney.
I think Josh was a little nervous when he heard the first couple. I think he thought maybe he didn't do enough, but he definitely did.
He did more than enough to win that fight.
All right, I'm joined in the center by your winner, El Tigre, Josh Neal. Josh, very hard, tough fight, very tough decision that you just earned yourself there. What surprised you in that fight against Ronnie Forney?
I knew he was going to be tough, but to tell you the truth, that motherfucker was relentless. He didn't quit. He was persistent on that takedown. Had me tired as shit out here. Sorry for my language, but I'm just tired. And yeah, man, I got to give it up to him. I'm going to give a clap for him because he's a hell of a fighter, and he brought something out of me tonight that I had to dig deep for.
Well, look, you've kept that stellar, pristine, professional record intact. You got a lot of fans in the building tonight. I know you know what's next. What's on Josh Neal's mind?
Somebody mentioned my name, just like he did my buddy's name not too long ago. Mike Ship, what up? Come up to 165, boy.
All right, well, it sounds like we got a plan laid out. We'll see if we can make that happen, something that the fans might like. Anyone you want to thank, anything you want to mention before I let you get to the celebration?
I just want to thank everybody that came out tonight, whether you bought tickets from me or not. I appreciate every single one of you. I want to thank my teammates. I want to thank my family. And I want to thank my girlfriend for really helping me with this one. She helped me stay on my diet right. I appreciate it. I can't thank you nothing but all of you for coming out. And Mike Goodwin, that's it.
Taco Tuesday all next week, right?
All day. I'm getting tacos every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again one more time for your winner, El Tigre, Josh Neal.